It's month end. Finance is waiting on reconciliation numbers, the dashboard is red, and your pipeline just failed. Not a little late, failed completely. And if you think that data engineering is just writing SQL and building pipelines, this is the part that nobody is showing you. I'm Chris Gamble, and I've been doing data engineering and architecture for over 25 years. Today, I'm going to show you what a data engineer actually does all day, what the real work looks like, and I'm going to use a real month-end failure that I experienced personally. By the end, you're going to know what the job looks like hour to hour, what skills matter the most when things break, how to start building those skills if you're switching into data engineering. Here's the truth nobody's telling you. You don't start your day with a backlog in Jira. You start it with a dashboard. You're looking to see if everything is green and all of your pipelines ran, or if there's anything that's red. Now, here's the scenario. It's the last business day of the month. A reconciliation pipeline pulls transactions, joins them to reference data, applies business rules, and lands a clean table that finance uses to close the books. The job failed at 6:12 a.m. and at 7:05, you get this message in your Slack. Why are all of our month-end reports blank? This is where data engineering stops being build stuff and becomes protect the business. First things first, triage what's going on. Your job is to not panic. Your job is to answer these three questions quickly. What failed? How bad is it? Who needs to know right now? And to do that, these are the things to look at. Check your orchestration and your monitoring. Which tasks failed and which upstream tasks actually succeeded. Pull the error messages and the timestamps. Confirm the impact. Is it one table or does it actually block the entire month close? And if you're watching this thinking, okay, but how do I actually practice the day-to-day work of a data engineer? This is exactly why I recommend DataCamp to my coaching students. I've been recommending DataCamp for a long time because it's not just passive video lessons. It is hands-on. You're actually writing SQL in the browser, fixing queries, joining tables, validating data, and working through the same fundamentals that data engineers use all the time. For this video, our best place to start is the Associate Data Engineer in SQL track. It covers the core skills that aspiring data engineers need. SQL, ETL versus ELT, relational databases, database design, warehouse concepts, plus tools like Postgres and Snowflake. And if you want a clear goal beyond just learning, then DataCamp also has the Data Engineer certification. I like that it goes beyond just a completion badge. You're tested on practical data engineering tasks like extracting, joining, cleaning, and validating data under realistic conditions. So if you want to build real job-ready skills, start with the Associate Data Engineer in SQL track and then work towards that certification. Both are linked down in the description. Now, let's get back to that day. Here's the first day in the life truth. A good data engineer communicates early. Even if you don't have the fix yet, you end up saying, I see it, I'm on it, and the next update will be in a couple hours. That alone can save you from the executive escalation chain and buy you some time to actually do some investigation, because month-end failures usually come from a few repeat offenders. You have schema drift, so a source column changed, a data type changed, or a column went null. You have late arriving data. Maybe an upstream system didn't deliver the data on time, or you have a vendor that's dropping files and they didn't do it. You have bad joins. Maybe reference data got duplicated or your cardinality exploded. You have permissions issues. A service principal lost access, or maybe an API key expired. You have data quality issues. A new value breaks a role that you hard-coded 6 months ago, or that person that's long since gone hard-coded in a 4,000-line SQL script. Now, here is the dirty secret. Sometimes that schema change isn't even a real business change. In my example, nothing in the meaning actually changed, but an upstream tool that was off the shelf actually ran a DDL script, and now that table that I was pulling from, the metadata has changed, and it's not in the same state that it's being expected in. That's where senior engineers are obsessing over contracts, validation, and guardrails. So when you're investigating, you need to look at the exact failing step that's causing the issue. You're going to compare today's metadata to yesterday's. You're going to check if a table was altered or recreated upstream, and confirm whether the failure is data, schema, or permissions. Now, we need to fix it. But we need to do that in a production grade way. The junior fix, you're going to hot patch it, rerun the job, and pray that nobody notices. The senior fix is you're going to patch the immediate issue. You're going to add some guardrails and some checks so that in the future, it doesn't happen again and you're preventing the next failure. Here is what you do in clear work. You're going to get the month end unblocked. So you're going to temporary patch with an audit trail. You're going to add some schema and contract validation so that if it fails fast before any reconciliation happens. And you're going to add some monitoring so you get alerted before finance ends up finding out. You're going to rerun the pipeline. You're going to validate your totals so that source totals match target totals and reconciliation passes all the checks. After you get all of that done, you're going to deploy. And you don't just say, hey, I fixed it, you're good. You're going to explain what happened. You're going to explain why it changed. You're going to explain what you're doing to stop it from happening again. That is the job. And once the fire is out, the rest of the day looks something like this. You're going to review PRs so that bad code doesn't hit production. You're going to meet with stakeholders to clarify requirements on other projects. You're going to update your documentation so that the next person that has to fix something isn't guessing. You're going to improve reliability. So you're going to add things like PI tests. You're going to add lineage. You're going to update your alerting rule. You're going to make sure that cost controls are in place. And then you're going to build new pipelines and models that actually move the business forward in a safe, reliable format. A lot of people think that the job is 90% coding and building. In reality, a huge chunk of it is preventing silent failures and protecting the trust between your data team and the business. And here's what happens after all of the numbers are delivered, because the job isn't get it green once. The job is make sure this doesn't become a ritual. This is the post-mortem, not a blame session. This is a reliability upgrade. Here's what I look for and what I change. 1, add validation checks that catch bad data before other parts of the business sees it. So you're going to check row count and volume checks. You're going to think, did we ingest the right order of magnitude of this data? You're going to do null and type checks on critical fields. Did a key or column go blank or change shape? You're going to add some freshness checks. Did today's data actually arrive and did it arrive in time? You're going to do some reconciliation checks. So think, do source totals match target totals within an agreed tolerance? And then you're going to fail fast on schema drift. If your pipeline can silently accept a new column type, you don't have a pipeline, you have a liability. You're going to compare today's schema to yesterday's. You're going to block breaking changes. And then you're going to log that difference so that you can prove what changed and when. Build your guardrails, not heroics. You are not Superman. You're going to quarantine bad records instead of poisoning downstream tables. You're going to add idempotent reruns so that reprocessing doesn't duplicate or inflate totals. You're going to add clear data contracts so upstream teams can't accidentally break you at 6 a.m. You're going to make your alerts actionable. An alert that says job failed is just noise. An alert that explains month-end reconciliation table is stale is a decision that you're going to be able to make. Alert on your business impact, not just your task status. You're going to include the failing step, your last good run, who owns the upstream dependency, and who the contacts are for that data so that you can make sure that they know before they find out themselves. That's how you build resilient pipelines. Not by being Superman, but by making failure loud, early, and recoverable. So that's a real day in the life of a data engineer. Not just go out and write SQL. It's triage, investigation, stakeholder communication, production grade fixes, and building systems the business can trust. If you want that DataCamp track and certification link, check those out in the description. And if you want more videos like this, check out this video right now that walks you through exactly how to do a post-mortem.